Odessa is a charity based in Odessa, Ukraine.
They rescue children that have had really horrible backgrounds, and they give them shelter, they give them love, they give them food.
And it's just provided this huge amount of hope for these children who used to live on the streets, and now gives them a life that they couldn't have imagined before.
It also works with the whole community there, and there's a shul, a restaurant. There's also a free university for the Jewish students, and it's built a whole community and a revival of Jewish life in the Ukraine that died after the Holocaust.
I wanted to go to Tikva because I've always been really involved in charity activities, and I find great fulfillment in doing stuff with children.
My family comes from places near the Ukraine, so I thought it's a heritage trip as well as being a social action trip.
But also wanted to go there to see what everybody was talking about.
Before I went into the girls' home, I was kind of imagining the orphanage from Annie, you know, all dirty, broken, horrible person working there and everything. And then I went into the girls' home and it was the complete opposite.
The organisation has clearly provided them with such love and care, and it's amazing to see the positions that these teachers that aren't their mothers give them such maternal love.
And they seemed very happy and well nourished and well looked after.
I think what most affected me was watching these girls who were the same age as me and just seeing how they confronted life, because they have been through so much and their attitude was just amazing. They were so happy, they were smiling, and they were thankful for everything.
As a group of 18-year-olds, we were all exhausted and not really expecting these little kids to run to the door and jump on us and be so excited to see us.
When I walked into the boys' home, we were just all bombarded with so many smiling kids running at us, just welcoming us into their home. We were kind of worried that maybe these kids would be so scarred that they wouldn't welcome us, but it was the absolute opposite. They were the most welcoming children, they were the most affectionate, they were just so willing to play and have fun.
They're the most normal people that are just brought up in different situations and backgrounds.
We went to see one of the children's houses, and we turned up. Their mum was completely drunk. She lived in a shack. There was no heating, and Odessa's freezing cold, so the fact that they were living like this, it was disgusting.
I met a girl and automatically felt a complete connection with her. At first, before she was in the orphanage, she was abandoned and left on the streets. And to survive, she started to imitate animal instincts. So when Tikva found her, she would just eat without her hands, and she would bark at people and stuff like that. When I met her, she was completely different to that. And she was so funny and just like such a massive personality.
On Friday morning we went to the kindergarten, and at the kindergarten they were doing Kabbalat Shabbat, and whenever I was chosen to be Shabbat Ima, my mum or my dad would always come, or like just a brother or sister. When they got chosen to be Shabbat Ima Rabba, they literally just like picked them, like you're going to be at this week and you're going to be that week, which is odd because it's supposed to be something so pre-arranged so that parents can come visit, but obviously they don't have that. They're each other's family, they haven't got anyone else.
This trip wasn't like Taste of Israel or Prague or Poland.
It showed that the Jewish community was still alive and being rebuilt, as opposed to what we saw in Poland, where it had disintegrated.
It's not just a story, it's real life.
It was more about making these children have maybe like a fantastic time and just throw yourself into this small little world which is so amazing. We felt at first that we were doing it just for them, but in the end we realised that it was all actually a lot for us, because we came out better people.
Even though I'm in year 13 and I have A-levels coming up and I have exams and everything's stressful, I definitely think that this trip was the best thing I could have ever done, and it only took 2 days of school and I caught up with all the work, and it has made my year.
It's the best trip you will do in JFS. It's trying to show you what you can do now to impact people's lives and change them forever.
It's a hands-on social action trip where you get to witness on a first-hand basis what is actually happening, and you take part in it. It's not like a tour where you're going around travelling. You're there, you're in it.
It makes me much more aware when I'm doing Jewish things here how important it is, because that line of continuation that we have here and that they have there links us together.
We let the little things slip by. We take for granted what we have. For example, we have loving parents who want us. We have friends who will support us, and we have an environment where we're able to just develop into ourselves, and you truly understand this when you go to an environment where these things aren't there.
I would absolutely recommend this trip out of any trip that anybody could go on in JFS.
You need to see what this charity is doing to help save these children's lives. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
It completely changes the way that you look at anything that happens to you or anyone around you in England, and it's something that I will definitely take with me throughout my entire life.
You really feel like in this charity that you're making a difference because everything helps and you feel like actually what you've done has made a difference.